What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. Today we're going to talk about the Build Fast Formula 80-20 protein. Let's get to it. All right, guys, this one's actually been on the back burner for a little bit, I'll be honest, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We've been a little bit backed up with some of our products, and to be honest with you, I've kind of been saving these for somewhat of an issue like we are in now, where I'm not really taking a lot of pre-workout. I do have pre-workouts. I've said this in the past videos right down here. A lot of new ones. Actually, the Iron Brothers one just kind of came in today. And because the gyms aren't open, there's not really a huge reason to be taking pre-workout, I would say, unless you got a really nice home gym or you have access to a gym, which I would say probably about 95 to 99% of us do not, including myself. So we've been kind of doing a lot of protein reviews. So today we're going to talk about this Build Fast Formula protein, okay? I got to give a big shout out to Build Fast, specifically for sending out their products to me. This is, like I said, been sitting on the shelf for about just over a month or maybe even longer, to be honest with you. They did send me their pre-workout and their pump product, which I did a full review. You guys can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to look at those. But yeah, they basically sent me out their entire product line for the most part. And I've kind of, like I said, haven't had a chance to talk about their protein. And so I figured what better way than to get on that here today, right now. Guys, if you're new to the channel, we break down a supplement review into 3 different parts, or at least a protein, 3 different parts. We're going to talk about number 1, price, number 2, the label ingredient breakdown, then lastly, we'll talk about the taste. Obviously, taste is pretty important when it comes to protein, so I know that that's probably going to be the biggest thing here, and I have not tried either of these proteins, okay? I got 2 different flavors. They are the 2 flavors they offer online. They are the chocolate lava cake and the vanilla ice cream. So just kind of heads up there. All right, so let's just jump right into this, guys. Price, this comes in at $37.99. That includes 25 full servings. Okay, that comes out to about $1.52 a serving. And you know, to be honest with you, that's a little bit higher than some proteins that we've talked about. 25 servings, I think, is a little bit of a funky number. I always like it when they give us 30 full servings. Obviously, protein's kind of one of those weird products where I feel like you should be potentially taking every day to kind of hit your macros, hit those protein requirements or intake requirements that you might have set, and you really want to make sure that you hit those. So I feel like 25 is kind of a weird number, but with my consistent pricing breakdown, that's going to come in at a 3 out of 5. It's just right on that edge of a 3 and a 4, but it does make it on that 3 out of 5 here in terms of price. And let's just jump right into the label ingredient breakdown, guys. We'll pop that up here. Both of these are 110 calories, okay? I'm going to kind of talk about both here because I have them both. We're obviously only going to try one flavor here today, and I'll kind of update everyone on the other flavor on Instagram. But yeah, 1 gram of fat here. We have 20 milligrams of cholesterol, 135 milligrams of sodium in the chocolate, and 140 milligrams in the vanilla. Kind of interesting there. I would have thought the vanilla would potentially have a little bit more. 3 grams of carbs, which includes 2 grams of sugars, okay? And that is 0 added sugar in both of these, okay? And we have 23 full grams of protein. The interesting thing about this protein is kind of the breakdown of the proteins in here. Usually it's either like a whey protein isolate, it's a whey protein concentrate, or it is a casein, okay? Or possibly it's a hydrolyzed protein that you're eating or drinking, I should say. With this is a blend. It's an 80-20. This is a very unique and different kind of blend here that we're going to talk about here because 80% of it is made up of casein protein and 20% is whey protein concentrate. Okay, so here's my initial thought on that and that breakdown. Casein I know is great. I personally used to take casein right before bed. That's kind of what a lot of bodybuilders will tell you to do, or the recommendations that a lot of nutritionists can tell you to do, because it does help slow down that muscle breakdown as well as helping in that recovery process. And obviously when the body is sleeping, that's where the majority of our recovery comes from. So that's why sleep is so important. Now, this is obviously meant to be taken potentially post-workout, right, or throughout the day, which is kind of interesting because, again, we're getting 80% of our protein of our 23 grams here from casein and the 20% from whey protein concentrate. It's interesting. It's obviously going to help throughout the body, keep you full, etc. with the casein side of things. Now, the 20% of whey protein concentrate, I'm not a huge fan of whey protein concentrate. However you want to spin that, I'm just not a fan. I'd rather have isolate or hydrolyzed protein, to be honest with you, or even a casein, just straight up full casein here. Whey protein concentrate is kind of the cheapest protein available out there, and it's not as filtered, processed, and kind of pure, as you will, as like an isolate, like I said. So, you know, in terms of the protein breakdown here, am I a huge fan? Not really. Am I more the traditional kind of person where I would only take casein later in the evening, or maybe you turn this around and it's 80% concentrate, 20% casein. I would potentially probably enjoy that a little bit more than the 80-20. But again, you know, the biggest thing for me with casein that I've always had an issue with is that it is so thick, okay? It's not like your traditional concentrate or isolate. It is very thick when you mix it up, so it'll be interesting to try that here today. In terms of the label and the ingredient breakdown, guys, it's only 1 gram of fat. You are only getting 23 grams of protein. A lot of them, they're right around 25 or even 30 grams. Carbs are pretty low. There's no added sugar here, which is good to see. One other note here on here as well on the label, 80-20 does not contain amino fillers or whey peptides. Whey peptides may sound cutting edge and exciting, but they are just another amino acid spiking trick. They artificially manipulate nitrogen protein testing, meaning you get less protein than what you paid for. Whey peptides are often incomplete proteins like glutamine peptides, glycine peptides, or a way to disguise a low percentage whey concentrate. Okay, so, you know, they're trying to market this obviously as a high quality protein, as they should. I don't think anyone really wants to ingest or take a protein that's not high quality, let's be honest. So, you know, like I said, in terms of the label and the ingredient breakdown, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5, okay? Is it great? Is it what I would personally go for? Not necessarily, not really. Are there people out there that this would probably suit? Yes, of course. You know, price point, etc. We're looking 3 out of 5. So let's move right into the flavor, guys. I know you guys are probably most excited for that. I am gonna do the chocolate lava cake here. I'm not really a big vanilla ice cream fan. By itself, I typically would like to put that in like with the smoothie. This does recommend 6 to 8 ounces of water. We have about 7 ounces here, and here we go. Very heavy chocolate flavor there. Smell, I guess I should say. Give this a nice good shake. So there you go. There is the mixability, guys. It does look like a little bit thicker kind of protein than usual. Obviously, that's the casein protein here. And like I said, it's going to be a little thicker because 80% of the protein content here is from that casein. So we'll give this a nice good taste test. Cheers. Okay, so it's definitely thick. Okay, it definitely has that casein kind of protein flavor on there. Kind of milky, obviously, makes sense. And yeah, it's thick. It's a little grainy, but no clumping, anything like that. It's just thick. It tastes pretty milky. That casein is really showing through, shining through here. And like I said, it's gonna make you feel full more than likely if you're gonna drink one of these. I would personally probably take 2 scoops of this if I were gonna take this protein again, but it's a little thick. I will advise that. In terms of the taste, chocolate lava cake, does it taste like a chocolate lava cake? Kind of. You know what it tastes like? It honestly tastes like a chocolate kind of brownie, kind of mixed up in a like milk, you know, in milk. And you kind of get a little bit of the graininess of the actual brownie itself, but it has a very high chocolate flavor here. In my personal opinion, I'm just not a huge fan of casein. And when I did take it, guys, I used to just kind of slam it back. Protein, I kind of really want to enjoy, especially a chocolate lava cake. I would really want that, okay? I'm anxious to try the vanilla ice cream in a actual shake, you know, mixed up with some berries, mixed up, you know, with some almond milk, etc. We did do water here. I always do water in all my protein reviews, and that's just kind of how I go about it. I never use a blender bottle, etc. So we keep things very consistent here. In terms of the taste and the flavor, I think this is gonna sit right at a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's anything really extraordinary, and I'm just, that comes from a very subjective kind of viewpoint of casein and whey protein concentrate. I'm just not a huge fan. I would much rather prefer more of a blend, more whey protein concentrate, or potentially just give me whey protein isolate, or give me an option for whey protein isolate. So I think that's probably the biggest thing here, guys. You know, give it a try it for yourselves. Again, this review is completely unpaid, unbiased. I'm giving my completely honest feedback here in terms of this, and that's kind of why I'm a little surprised. I thought I would expect a little bit more. So am I disappointed? I unfortunately am a little disappointed here. I thought the flavoring would be a little bit better, but taste is kind of one of those things that can develop over time. Just always remember that, you know, like they might keep the same formula, but they might be able to really help and increase the taste and the flavoring. You know, we've seen this with other companies that release certain flavors and they're just not good and no one really likes them. And you know, that's just kind of how you go. And then they get better. And then they release a new flavor and it's 10 times better and it's exactly what you kind of thought. So potentially maybe they come out with something new in the future. Look forward to trying it. Again, I'm not trying to bash, you know, Built Fast formula by any means. That's my honest take. 3 out of 5 across the board, guys. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment below or hit me up on Instagram at @VWFitness. You can also hit up the website, guys, right there, www.vwfitness.club. That's right. And you guys can snag yourself up an official VW Fitness shaker cup. I know you guys are probably asking about samples. Trust me, as soon as I feel comfortable sending out samples, I will be doing free samples again. So stay tuned. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one.